How's it going, everyone? It's Otaku Tavern back at you with another video. And I want to talk about today that people just do not know how to have fun anymore. And, this even goes far as like the video games. People don't know how to have fun in public. Why do you think that a lot of this stuff is dying? Bowling alleys, skating rinks, um, clubs, all this nightclubs, all this stuff. All this stuff is dying because people cannot just have fun anymore. And the thing is like men have stopped going to clubs a lot of times. A lot of clubs don't. They have trouble getting men in them, but that's not really the topic of the discussion of this video. It's like people just cannot have fun anymore. And when you try to have fun, it's like, somebody's got a problem with it. And even if you're trying to have fun on an online game, obviously taking the game seriously and just having fun, somebody, if you're playing with randoms, this is really going to be a recipe for disaster because if you don't have like your messages like blocked to where you can't get like random people to message you or whatever, if you don't have that shut off, like you will be getting DMs like crazy. And what I mean by that is like people just dogging on you, like getting mad, blaming you for this or that. And it's like, bro, yeah, you were the one that was like not even doing hardly anything. But like anyway, it's like, they want to rain on your parade. They can't have fun, right? Like they're not able to have fun by no means. And it's like, that right there is brutal in itself too, because it's like, you try to have this fun, you try to do this or that, and it's like, there's like this meme that's like, people having fun, and there's like these people screaming at them, and it's like, quit having fun, and it's like, that is very much how it feels like, honestly. Like, to be honest with you, regardless if it's public or sometimes even online, it's like, that's how it does be. And it's like, it's just really, really exhausting because you try to have fun and it's like someone's trying to ruin your fun, right? But like, you another thing too is like that's one reason why it's so hard to meet people as well, because it's so hard to meet people that want to have genuine fun. Now, I'm not talking about stupid pointless crap, drinking, partying. Obviously that's not fun, that's just craziness. But I'm talking about like genuine fun, like, maybe going to a bowling alley or something, or playing the game and getting competitive and just, playing, just really just having a good time, And it's like you hardly can do this unless you stick to yourself, because it's like if you block these messages, it's like you can't receive them. So that right there is a plus. There's always a block button, but that's only online though. That's not in real life. It's like, and it's like, you having a good day and stuff and you want to have fun and, kind of wind down. It's like a lot of people, they don't want that for you. They get upset that you have that. They actually do not like that one bit. And, this is just really just toxic behavior to say the least. But, I honestly wish that, to be honest with you, I wish that we, could have more fun. I have fun when I play games or watch anime and stuff like that, and it's like, take like you know, this GIF here, right? Like I chose this GIF for a reason, but it's like, if you know this chick, you know, then you definitely have mad respect. I got mad respect for you. But like, you know, growing up, it's like, you know, yeah, that was one of the chicks I kind of fell for. But anyway, like, you know, it, I don't know, man. Like, just looking at this GIF here, like, you know, people just dancing, having fun, cutting a rug. It's like, you know, that would be fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like that'd be fun. And it's like, you know, nowadays it's like you can't even do that really. Like, you know, like people will say, "Oh, you're just being childish," you know, if you're a man. They or you know, times have definitely changed, and it's like, you know, I wish that like it wasn't like this. And it's like, you know, finding you a good spouse is hard, obviously, to, you know, do things with as well. And, you know, even finding a good friend, you know, that's hard too. And it's like, you know, a lot of people just give up because they just simply cannot find either one of those things. And it's like, you know, I get it. You know, you can't really win for losing, but it's like, you know, I don't understand why it's got to be this way. People just do not know how to have fun anymore. And it's like everybody's offended at everything now. Nobody can have fun. The least little thing you say is offensive anymore to people. Like things like, I'm not necessarily talking about like, you know, putting someone down or anything. I'm talking about like just you could say like you could like stub your toe and just dang it, and they'd be like, oh, what'd you say? You know, it's like you know, people always trying to pick fights, mad dog, all this kind of crap, right? It's like people just cannot have fun. Everybody is so uptight, pissed off, and angry all the time. Like if you go into the store, everyone looks miserable. All these NPCs look miserable. These people look like pissed off, miserable NPCs. Like they don't look like your typical NPCs from a video game, right? Like they look like they're just about to explode any minute now. And it's like, you know, growing up, like I mean, that was kind of there, but it was like, it wasn't like every single person though that you come across. Like it's almost like every single person you come across has got that look and vibe to them. And it's like, you know, it just becomes dangerous at this point. But like, you know, I wish that we could, you know, human beings, we could learn to have fun more. Like way back in the day, it's like, you know, imagine going to like a nightclub in the 80s. I mean, that'd be cool. I mean, a nightclub in the 2000s would be dope too. I mean, I think that'd be better. That's just my opinion. I mean, I'm not crapping on the 80s. I think the 80s were cool, but I wouldn't want to live in the 80s because that mean I'd be old. So I wouldn't want to do that. But anyway, like, it was just, you know, the 2000s was really cool. I mean, it wasn't the best, but I mean, it was definitely better than it is now. But like, you know, even on the game, it's like, you know, you can't even really have fun because it's like games like that involve like teamwork. Like it can be games I don't even buy, like play, like Dead by Daylight, right? Like take that in consideration. Like, you know, you're at pretty much at the mercy of the rest of your team if you get hooked, unless you have a perk that might help you get unhooked. And then like even then, that's not a guarantee. So it's like, you know, you kind of have to rely on other teammates that more than likely probably aren't going to help you. They're just playing alone, and if they die, they die. They don't really care. It's like they're not really, they're just playing because they're bored. And it's like, you know, that's not having fun, man. That's really not having fun. You know, and it's like another thing, like, you know, this it's not now actual games I do play, like take like Dragon Ball Breakers, right? You know, nobody wants to help anybody on there. Like it's just, you know, you have a team of survivors and you fight like a villain, and it's like, you know, they will start like trying to shoot at you, trying to like take your Dragon Ball, like telling you to say, give me your Dragon Ball where I can power up myself and me escape. It's like, you know, they ain't worried about it. They don't care about if you escape or not. It's like they're not even trying to help anybody else. Like that's not even fun, bro. Like you know, like, so it's like stick to yourself, and it's like that's about as much fun as you're going to have on games like that, because that involve teamwork. Because you know, like, it's just, it's not going to end well. Like, you know, people don't, you know, do that. You know, people are not adding people anymore on stuff like that, trying to be friends. They're, you know, they don't, I don't know, they don't care. Like, take Marvel Rivals, for instance. I've not had one person add me playing Marvel Rivals, and I've played that game since release, right? So, like, you know, this is what I'm talking about. It's like nobody wants to like party it up and you know, like have fun. Like, and I mean by partying it up, I mean like on the party chat. You know, like on a Discord call or group or Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. It's like nobody wants to get together on there, and it's like, you know, you can't even get together with family anymore. Everybody's just against one another. Everybody's just so uptight and pissed off all the time. And it's like, you know, it becomes really hard to even really have fun at this point. Like, you know, people don't know how to have genuine conversation anymore. They're so uptight, so pissed off all the time. The least little thing you say sets them off, and you know, they're trying to fight you, or maybe even worse, like take you out. And that right there is just, you know, that's brutal. It's like, you know, you can't really win for losing anymore. But anyway, like, yeah, so another thing too about having fun is like you can't really, you know, express your inner child anymore, because it's like you're frowned upon, you're looked down upon, especially as a man. You are looked down upon if you do this. Like, you know, if you have a woman or women or whatever, they will tell you to quit acting childish, but it's like, you know, they can do this all the time, and it's like nobody bats an eye. But it's like, you know, when a man does it, oh no, suddenly he's crucified. And it's like, you know, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, we've become to a society that men are just meant to just slave work, right? They're meant to just give out their resources to anybody. That's their only purpose. Like, that's what society views it as now. And it's like, you know, that's just stupid. Honestly, it's dumb. But like, you know, to top it all off, you know, I really I really miss having fun. You know, I really do. It's like, you know, with other people, and it's like, you know, there's no places to meet anybody, and even if there was, it's like, you know, they wouldn't want to talk to you anyway. You know, because everybody's so uptight. They're really self-centered and selfish. They don't even want to talk to nobody really, unless, you know, you're like doing something bad, like drinking or something. But like, you know, yeah, it's just it's really just, it just goes to show that society is a clown world. Like, it really goes to show that. And you know, you can't really win for losing. But anyway, it's like, you know, what about you? Do you miss when a lot of times were fun? Do you miss when like people was able to have fun? They were able to, you know, cut loose and show their personality, their true personality, instead of wearing like a mask all the time. You know, let me know down and below in the comments. And if you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and stuff. Click the bell if you want, or don't, you know. But like, yeah. Anyway, yep, see ya. I'm gonna end this one here.